what he's claiming.
Stop. Are you still proceeding with the divorce? You know what's in my house? Andrea, do you have any comment at all?
To follow up the question about divorce planning, I'll answer that on the record.
Mrs. Mihos just denied that what happened in court today had absolutely nothing to do with the ongoing divorce.
Well, that's very interesting because in the police reports that were authored back in February of 2012, she said to the police straight out that the only reason she went to the police station was to obtain information to find out whether or not it would be important to give any information to her divorce lawyer. So that's an outright lie once again.
You don't think she's a victim at all in this?
No, I don't.
Are you saying that Christy is the victim here?
Yes, I think he's been the victim of a concerted effort to gain an advantage in a divorce case. His character has been smeared inappropriately and unnecessarily. People, even in contentious divorces, can get divorced without all of this nonsense. And to go to this extreme to gain an advantage of divorce is a disgrace.
But he has acknowledged that he has cheated on his wife.
If you're referring to the statement that he made, that statement was written by her and her lawyer, and he was told to go out and say it.
So you're saying
she has bombarded him with emails, letters, demanding things, attempting to extort him, telling him that she'd drop everything if he'd give her all the money and go away. He's had people contacting him relentlessly, 5, 6, 7 text messages or phone calls within a short period of time on the same day. She's made multiple efforts to obtain medical records from the hospital. She's falsely accused certain doctors who didn't agree with her of bad behavior. Now, this is a woman who is relentlessly pursuing this man for whatever reason. I don't know, but it's definitely she's looking for the dough. It's all about the money.
Is Christy having money problems?
Oh, I don't represent him on those matters, so I really don't. I'm not in any position to comment.
He hasn't paid a charity for a license plate that he wanted at an auction.
I really don't know. But I do know this, and I can comment on this. The person who's been writing all the checks for over 2 years is his wife. She's been in control of all the family finances for at least 2 years. So I don't know where that did come from. I really can't speak to that with authority other than that one point.
Does he have no control over his own money legally?
He gave up that control to his wife. Yeah, he trusted her. And this is what it got him.
So she has control of just about every penny? How does he live?
Except for what was recently ordered in the probate and family court. And I don't have the details of that order. You'd have to get that.
And the divorce is obviously pending. And
the divorce is ongoing. That's exactly right.
All right. Thank you.
Sir, just your name and spelling, please.
That's James J. Boach. No.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to.
Well, I had to get Whitey into it. I'm going to go talk about him in about 3 hours. Edward P. Ryan, Jr. The law firm is O'Connor and Ryan Fitchburg, and if you want a title, I'm a past president of the Mass Bar Association.
Thank you.
That and a couple of bucks will get us coffee.
If I go to your car.
Thanks. Is this bad? Guys?
Can you tell us what the outcome was today, what you accomplished, if anything?
Well, first of all, this was what's called a show cause hearing or a clerk magistrate hearing to determine whether or not a complaint should issue. The specific complaint that was being sought is one for assault and battery, stemming from an alleged shoving incident that occurred a year ago in their home in down here on the Cape.
July 2011?
Specifically July 10th, 2011. So the clerk heard evidence. He took the matter under advisement. Now, the standard at these hearings is very low. This is typically not a time where a person who's accused of committing an offense is able to present any defense whatsoever. In other words, testify. The burden of proof is very low. It's less than the standard for an indictment by the grand jury. So it's a very low standard. Basically, if I went back to the clerk's office and said, you struck me in the face with your microphone, I could probably get a complaint issued against you, whether it was true or not, and even though there's 9 witnesses here looking that you didn't do it.
So did the complaint move forward?
No, the clerk's got it under advisement, so I don't know if the complaint has moved forward or not.
Is she cooperating?
I can tell you this.
Is she cooperating?
Well, I don't know what you mean by cooperating. She gave testimony under oath. I will tell you that on behalf of Christy Mihos, he denies ever assaulting his wife on July 10th or at any other date.
You had said the 7th before.
Yeah.
It's July 10th is the date. That was the paperwork, just so you understand. I was going by the paperwork that was given to me. The date changed in the hearing.
Yeah.
In other words, it started out July 7th and then it became July 10th.
But he's saying nothing happened.
That's absolutely correct.
What does he say did happen? What's his version?
Well, I
of what
can't
happened?
comment on what he's going to say because this isn't the proper time. If we do have to try this case, it'll be tried in a courtroom.
Why was
But
he not here today?
He doesn't have to be here today.
Where is he right now?
I can't comment on where he is. I don't want to.
Do you think this charge is a bargaining chip in the divorce?
Absolutely. I think this whole series of events is nothing more than divorce planning in the extreme.
It's a money grab?
This woman has been controlling all the finances of this family for the last couple of years, and she is deathly afraid when the truth comes out, when all the bank records have been examined forensically. You will know who has spent the money and on what. There's no question, this is part of a grand scheme in divorce planning to gain an advantage in a divorce that quite frankly is going to backfire.
And is he saying that he also never threw the cell phone at her down in Florida?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, she retracted that story in terms of the cell phone. She said she hit herself in the face with it in a struggle over the cell phone. The police in Florida didn't pursue it because she gave so many inconsistent statements, as she has in this case.
So you don't think her credibility is particularly good?
Her credibility is just about zero in my judgment.
She says that she's afraid of him and that's why she got a restraining order and she was afraid for her life because of threats that he made.
And if I had a nickel for every time she said that, I'd probably be a wealthy man, but I think it's part of her charade. Frankly, it's a complete fabrication.
He's never assaulted, threatened her, or touched her?
That's correct.
What about this claim that he's addicted to sex with prostitutes?
Total nonsense. Absolute fabrication. Do this. When she comes out and she starts talking about all the records she has, ask her to produce them. Ask her to show you the records. They don't exist.
So you're saying that he has never had any time with a prostitute or any time before a stripper?
What do you mean time with a prostitute?
Has he ever paid a prostitute?
For what?
For
sexual?
services?
No, he has not.
Has he ever paid a prostitute for any reason?
I'm not going to answer that because I don't know what you mean. What I'm telling you...
Has he ever paid anyone for sex?
No.
Has he ever paid anyone because they were a stripper?
No. I'll wait here.